Planet now, I'm all for you like Janet. Can this be a real thing? Can
Hello, welcome to the shit show again. Oh, what a mess. But thank you everybody for coming. And I just want to say thank you to all my guys, to Bruce, Orange Hat, and to Ruben. Thank you for joining me tonight so we can all bitch and moan about what stupid shit's going on in our country.
Civil War! World War III! What else is gonna go wrong?
Yeah, I know. Isn't it awful? This is terrible. But
Bring it on.
yeah, we are in a world of hurt this week. I mean, it's you think each week it seems like, oh, well, it's going to get better. When is it going to get better? It just seems like it's gotten worse and worse and worse. But I wanted to start off with this great video that Bruce sent to me. So I'm going to set it up, let you guys watch it. Here we go. Whoops, hold on. Clicked the wrong thing. Okay, sorry guys, I'm learning.
Learn faster.
Yeah, go back. Gotta go back. Here we go.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. I would, in fact, make sure that there is.
No. Go home.
Sorry, it's a shit show.
I guess, does that set the tone for the entire avalanche of shit that's going on right now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The whole country will become Laredo. No, not doing that. No.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that. But that's where we're going.
No. Well, not on my watch.
I know you don't want to, but that's basically where it looks like we're heading.
I mean, think about it, Janet. You have three guys pull their pickup trucks in your yard, and they're going to fight each other to see who gets a $4 corn dog from you to mow your whole yard.
I know, it's going to be terrible and scary. I won't let any of them mow. I'll mow my own yard. Or I'll have to get some goats. I'll let them just gnaw it down.
Yeah, exactly.
To the nubs. And then I'll milk them. But yeah, it's just some scary stuff. But after all this stuff that I've been hearing about all these people going to the border or wanting to go and help protect it, I read a tweet from a person that I know on Twitter, and this is the tweet that he put out, and I wanted to share it with everyone because if you're thinking about going and you're not from Texas, if you're from Texas, I don't think there's anything they can really do about it because you're defending your own state, okay, because you're from there. And anyone that's sent there from the 11 states that offered to send some of their National Guard to help out, I think that's perfectly legal because it's sent by our governors to a state that needs help, and they've already got their National Guard working. So I don't see how that would be any problem. But if you go and a group of you go, like these truckers and some other people, this is what I want to show you because I think that we might be getting into some trouble. So as you can you see this right here?
Blow it up. Hit control, scroll up with your wheel on your mouse.
I am, but it's not.
No.
I can enlarge it myself.
I can't make it bigger. But it says, if you want to make sure Abbott is not playing Americans into a J6 trap, Demand he revoke all federal law enforcement rights to enforce in the state of Texas. Demand Greg Abbott of Texas issue a restraining order against the Joe Biden FBI and the DOJ from being in Texas. That would protect all Americans heading to and in Texas to help. If he won't do that, the reason is only because it's a trap.
Well,
Feds are in your militias, your Telegram, your DMs, your text messages, your signal chats. They are the ones pushing the spicy rhetoric. Use caution, America. I warned you about this a few days ago because he saw the propaganda. So I just really wish people needed to take heed and think about it before they decide to go. Look at what's going on with all of the J6ers right now that are still in jail and have lost everything.
But the thing is, that everything that happened on January 6th, that happened in real time, those people that push people to say go in the Capitol, those people that removed the barricades, those people that unlocked the doors, that was entrapment. Though just being there and doing something to defend yourself is not wrong. It's standing your ground.
Yeah, but if you go there, if you purposely leave your state and you travel into Texas, that's what I'm talking about.
Go.
You think they should go?
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, I'm not going. I have relatives there, but they all have guns.
But the thing is that the way that you just see the scenario that you described and the scenario that you said are two different things. If you want to go, go. If someone's telling you to go in DMs and Twitter, Telegram,
Ray Epps is standing on your street corner.
Yes, that's the Ray Epps.
We've got to get to Texas.
Yes, that's different. If you do it on your own volition, go.
But I heard that the Proud Boys, not the Proud Boys, but what's that group of guys that look like feds?
Patriot Front.
I heard the Patriot Front's supposed to be going.
But that's feds. That's the feds. That's what I'm saying. Portion.
So to me, it's going to be trouble. There's going to be something happening.
It doesn't matter.
Also, supposedly, I've heard that they're sending troops and stuff to the Canadian border. So maybe they know something that we don't. And I'm just saying, if you go, this is my recommendation: wear a GoPro on you.
I recommend everybody
live stream the whole time. Live stream everything. You do it for a while. Let your friend do it while your phone charges back and forth, so that if anything does happen, you have it on video, because you're going to need it. You're going to need those videos. Or if you're live streaming, that means even if they take your phone from you, the people who've been watching your live stream are going to see it. Okay. So I'm just saying there'll be a copy of it already out there. So if something does go down, it's already out there. So they can't say one thing because other people have already seen it. So just protect yourself in that way.
I honestly feel like this is not the time for everybody to jump down in Texas. We've got enough problems. We've got enough lines at Chick-fil-A without everybody from North Day coming down here. We have enough problem with the people from the southern side coming up and clogging up all the Chick-fil-A's. You guys play the Jericho card. You guys remember Jericho in the Bible? You remember that? I remember that. What was the lesson, Bruce? The lesson was we're getting invaded. I don't need you to stand out there on the front line. What I need you to do is get all the mortar you can, get all the cement, get all the stones you can, and wall up, protect your own homestead. And what I mean by that is, if you have the ability to put up a fence, put up a fence. If you have the ability to buy some more brass and a couple more long arms, that'd be great for you. Do that. Do not come down here. It's going to be a shit show. We're already seeing it. It's turning into exactly what the title of this episode is. And I'm 3 hours from the border.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The hotels are filling up down here. That's not really good. What goes on in late January? Fucking nothing. So that only means that the fucking media and other actors are in the area. Stay home, protect your own homestead, take care of your family. The people you love, you're going to do better for them than by coming down here and being part of a problem. I'm seeing a problem on the fucking waves.
Do it.
That's all I'm saying.
Go down there and replace pussies that don't want to do anything.
Listen, we want to do everything. We want to fucking put claymores on the border, let little fishies, little piranha swim all up and down Rio Grande. That's what we fucking want. But you know, some liberal fucktard DA would get upset if I defend myself with somebody else's machete or my own legally purchased firearm and shot or killed their imported Democrats. If I fucking did that, I don't get a fucking good lawyer. I will get the book beaten over my head till the binding breaks my skull. And then I will be thrown into a Texas dungeon underneath fucking some piece of shit in Austin's house. And I'm not saying that Greg Abbott would be at fault, but I'm saying that this state has too many faggot fucking DAs that are from George Soros's little payroll. Fuck him, and I can't wait for him to die.
His son is just as worse, and his son has already taken over.
I'll do everything I can to make sure he has a fucking hemorrhoid.
Well, are you going to hire someone to cook for him?
Whatever it takes, Janet.
Or is it going to be your boot?
Whatever it takes, whatever I can do to contribute to his illness. I don't give a shit. I've already got the fucking toxicity in me, so I might as well focus it on a piece of shit like him. Nothing says American happiness better than watching a Marxist die, and I'm going to be part of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, all I can tell you is what I'm doing at my home. I'm doing everything I can to try to make sure I have plenty of food on hand, water, ammo, and just pay attention to what's going on around me, and hopefully nothing bad happens. But I'm pretty lucky because I'm way farther in, and I'm in a way, unpopulated area. So pretty lucky with that. But I feel bad for all the people that are right on the border, where all these people are running to. And I heard something in a space earlier today, and they were talking about how they were saying how these illegals can't vote because they're not legal citizens. But if they just like it was saying, if they were given amnesty by the government,
that's not the same as citizenship.
But no, I'm saying if they get amnesty by the government, that adds numbers to a state. Doesn't having more numbers when you do the census add more state representatives and stuff to your state? Gives you more seats? Yes or no?
You're roboting.
Is Janet roboting, or is it just me?
A lot.
No, she's roboting. She's frozen.
It's the FBI. They've got you.
Okay.
Of course this happens with Janet. It's a shit show.
Now? Do I sound better?
No, you're still roboting.
So what do I do?
Okay, you're back now.
Now you smoothed out.
Okay.
We're on to your tricks, FBI. Ray Epps,
okay,
go
but
home.
the thing is, if they have more butts in the seats for each state, okay, that gets the people. Don't they get more state representatives?
Yep.
Okay.
That I do not know of. I do not know.
This is what I'm thinking. They can't vote, but they can put more butts in the seat to vote for their states. So
that doesn't necessarily
people in states and whole groups of people to New York and in California and Texas and other places, right? To give them more butts in the seat. So you think those governors they're going to whine and complain, but they're going to kick people out of their school or their businesses and put people there to give them a place to sleep, food, whatever else, instead of giving it to the homeless or whatever, because they want more butts in the seats, right?
What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
Representatives.
That's not going to happen.
She's talking about redistricting.
I'm talking about redistricting to get more butts in the seats. So that means if I have more state representatives that are Democrats, they're going to vote for Democrat things, right? Whether they have votes at the voting booth or they have votes in the House or the Senate, You see what I'm saying?
No, it's not gonna
They're
happen.
still getting more votes because they're going to have more people.
They
in
can't even
their
read,
state.
so fuck them.
Do what?
They can't read, so that's fine.
Well,
I'm just done with this stuff. Just send them all
I
back
know,
and shoot
but
with one bullet in the head,
this is
and then
what I
send the
think
bodies
they're
back.
doing. I think it's
Pop the bodies
strategic.
back up.
And since they can't really, you know, all the other things that they've been doing to push for Trump to get rid of him, get him off the ballot or whatever, hasn't worked. So they have to take it another way by having more votes so that he can't do stuff. I mean,
Here's the
at least
thing: they're
that's how
gonna
it looks
try
to me.
everything they can, including most likely they will try to assassinate Trump.
Yes,
But I guarantee you, if they do that, that will guarantee that this country goes to war with itself, because people will say, "Okay, you just assassinated a presidential candidate. We already know that the justice system is partisan and two-faced. We can't trust our government anymore if they are going to, or if they have tried everything they can, including an assassination. They killed, or eventually somebody will try to take a shot at Trump, and that will be the end of our country, because our country's, or to be completely honest, folks, our country's fucked. Our country is fucked. Everybody's saying, "Oh, it will get better. It will get better." The night is always darkest before the dawn. The dawn may be coming, but we are just getting into the dark period. We're not even at the darkest period.
No, we're not. We're nowhere near that dark yet.
We are just hitting the dark period, not the darkest, the dark.
Orange Head,
then we get the darkest, and
Orange
it's going to fucking go really bad. So
I
you
got a
gotta
question.
fucking prepare
But
yourselves.
go ahead. What's your question?
So Orange Head and everybody else, but especially
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
So what if there's a terrorist attack, and they blame?
I think there's going to be one during this whole fiasco.
And they blame like, you know, the Houthis or somebody else, or no. I think
We just found terrorists that already crossed, so chances are there will be one.
But if there
so
is,
you think that they're going to say somebody from Russia came over here and tried to do something like that? You mean to take out a power grid or something in a certain area that they really need, like in Texas?
I could see that.
Or in
Are you
Arizona?
asking me, or are you asking who? Are you asking?
Yeah, I'm saying to your question, as you said.
No, I didn't. That's not what I meant. I meant the fact that what they're going to do is they're going to do something, and then they're going to draft people. That then goes to Orange Hat. That if they say we have to go to war, people will say "fuck you." That's what I think. What do you think?
People will not say "fuck you" if our country is under attack.
But it's not under attack. It's actually the feds doing it. They did it. Just like they did January 6th, just like they did 9/11, just like they did everything else. They caused everything to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. If a terrorist attack happens, it's not going to be.
But see, what I'm going to do, just me,
ourselves,
is defend what I have. I can't get in my car and go somewhere else, because if I leave, then I'm leaving my home vulnerable. So what I'm thinking is, most people are going to start and be prepared to defend their homes and their families. They're not going to be running out to do a bunch of stuff unless they're a single person that can go and join the military or join a group of militia or whatever it is. But most people are just going to say, okay, we gotta hunker down, board up the windows or whatever, like you see on all these TV shows that the zombies are coming and stuff.
Yeah,
they're defending their homes. They're defending.
So if someone says shelter in place, I'm going to go fuck off. You're not doing that.
I didn't say shelter in place. I said fortify your home, fortify your family, because I think we have enough down here. It's going to be messy down here no matter what. We don't need the rest of the country siege here. In fact, this is a perfect opportunity for 19 Saudis to sneak over into Washington or Montana from Canada.
That's why I said I think they're sending extra people up there too. And you'll start seeing more and more people of National Guards and stuff, I think, showing up. Not because we send them. I mean, like Trump said, we need people to send their troops from their state to Texas. Okay. But I'm thinking the other part of the government that thinks that something's going on, because you're hearing, was it you, Orange Hat, that said that we're hearing some of the other like FBI and a few others saying, yeah, you need to be careful because things we're hearing chatter that there could be this, that, and the other happening, and that we need to keep an eye on it. Was that them or was it somebody else that said that?
That I don't know.
Wait.
All I know is that we do have terrorists crossing the border. We had one that was positively identified. In fact, there was a bunch of people who shared videos on it where there's this terrorist from the Middle East who literally said to the border patrol agent, "You're going to know my name."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that man either better be dead or he better be in custody. Because honestly, if I was a federal agent charged with defending our border and whatnot, that man is a known terrorist. The only people who said, "You're going to know my name," are the ones who want death in our country. I'm sorry. That one I would have put down. Because
I have a response.
Was definitely had harm and had destruction planned for this country.
So, Jeremy, I have a response. You put there, defend your family. No I have no family, no friends. I have no friends. Okay, don't go so fast. Shit. Yeah. So then, I have no property. I have nothing. I literally have nothing.
You have a girlfriend.
Well, now I do, but I gotta get her out.
Yeah. So you have to be thinking right this minute. What is your motive? What are you going to do next if the shit hits the fan in Texas, like I think is gonna within the next couple of weeks? You got to be prepared to go to where she is so you can be there to figure out how you're going to keep her safe.
Right. Yeah. So that's
right.
That's
okay. So you do have something to do, and you can't say, "Oh, I don't give a shit," because you do. You have someone now.
I have someone
that needs
now
you to care for them.
Yes, that's true.
That's what I'm saying about what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to protect what's mine, my family, my surroundings, and what I need to keep them safe and have a roof over their head and food for them. And that's exactly what you will be doing.
Yeah, but I got to figure. But it's so funny. Here I am trying to figure out where to go, and now I want to go somewhere. But then she's not in a very good area, theoretically.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But now it's not just you. You're thinking about. See,
it reminds me of. Remember what's it called? What's that movie called? Day After Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Day After Tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where the guy has to go into the city to get his girl. Well, he doesn't really. Well, never mind.
But the thing is that we all, even though we may think that we're by ourselves, we're not. There's someone in your life that you're going to say, "Oh my God, they're going to need some help," or I need to get a hold of them and make sure they're going to leave where they're at, or come up with something. I'm not saying you to do it today because we don't know what's tomorrow, but you've got to have something going on, thinking about what alternative place or things you might have to do if something does happen, especially if they're in Texas. I mean, I have lots of relatives in Texas right now.
I don't think it's going to be like actual warfare. I think it's going to be more like, if anything else, you'll have like sleeper cells that'll get incrementally woken up. Because that's what has happened before.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Be a giant surge. I don't think it'd be all at once. If it was,
no, that
would
be easier for us to see it and how to stop it by having a bunch of us all at once. The scary part is these small groups that sneak in and go from one house to another. Okay.
So what's more likely?
Back doors.
What's more likely?
People are trapped. Do what?
What's more likely, a conflict on the border with the U.S. government and the National Guard in Texas? That's number one. Number two, terrorist cells popping up and doing bad things in the United States. Or number three, more conflict in the Middle East. I think more conflict in the Middle East is going to happen.
All three.
Yeah, you're
all
going to have
at the
all
same
three.
Time.
And don't forget,
stuff going on
California
at the border
at
Texas. People that have already come across with the fancy shoes on, the fancy backpacks, and they're strategically picked up and given cell phones and sent to certain places. Okay, they're already sitting there waiting for their phone call.
That's true.
Go do. Okay,
that's
this is what
true.
I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks.
But what you just said, that is the federal government setting up cells. It's an inside
exactly
job.
What I've been saying. Bingo.
Right. Well, I know that.
That's who I think. This government,
why,
people that are in charge right now.
So that's why this government needs to be abolished. completely.
Yes, definitely. That's
That's what I'm
exactly how I
saying.
feel. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm worried about. It's not the fact that I think it's going to be a war where you have this huge army coming up on ships and the people piling out in planes, dropping people all over us. That's not what, if that started to happen, they'd be getting shot down and stuff. What I'm worried about is what I just said, cells of little active cells here, there to take out power grids, that can invade families, take them all out. I mean, I'm just saying, just strategic things.
Orville Nation's in the house. Yeah.
And that's what scares me. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah,
Not because I'm worried about it for myself, because of where I'm at. I just really think I'll be last. I'll be one of the last places that people are going to go. But I feel sorry for the people who don't have somebody to protect them, and they're not going to know what to do.
Right.
And that's sad to me.
Yeah, I know. Oh Lord.
Just a minute, I got a cough.
What? Well, you want to hear some good news? Or more shit news? Just kidding.
Well, the
Okay.
funny thing is, if before we do go there, 1 second, the we all know that there's the possibility that Biden is going to federalize the Texas National Guard. Here's the thing, folks. You may be worried about that. I'm not. And here's why. The Texas National Guard is loyal to Texas. They will not give two shits whether or not President Biden federalizes them because, one, they will tell Biden right then and there, we can't follow your order. It's an unlawful order. Biden, by destroying that or by ordering a federal agent to destroy the barbed wire that is acting as a border between our country and another, is actually an act of treason.
Yes.
Because he is acting in he is technically under the law, acting in a manner that is detrimental to our state and giving aid to another.
Yeah,
By doing that, he has allowed a terrorist to cross our border with full intent to harm. So, I'm sorry. Biden is now technically guilty of treason. And honestly,
correct.
I know I'm going to this is going to be very controversial when I say this. Sic semper tyrannis, thus always to tyrants.
Yes.
A very evil person said that. However, the principle stands that this president has actually committed treason.
Yeah. But what's so funny is,
under law, that is.
You know who's actually blaming Trump, or who blamed him for this whole mess? But Romney did.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to say that Trump wants to take credit for it. No, Trump actually wants us to fucking fight for the border so that this shit doesn't keep happening.
I know, but again, it's a uniparty bullshit. Again, it's all of the because again, these people want their cheap labor, and again, it's so weird. You basically say because again, we built the system up in a very bad way. You go to Home Depot, and outside of Home Depot, you see people out there looking for work. You have people that again, they're being exploited. They're being exploited. You could say that Juan's a good gardener or whatever, and then Lupita is the one that does all the cleaning and all that bullshit. Because you had the View doing that, Kelly Osbourne saying that who's going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump and all this bullshit. That's what they think. And you had Nancy Pelosi saying, "Well, you don't send them up to New York. You have to send them where the farms." And they're going, "No." It's like that's all they think. They think that just Mexicans, all they do is they clean and they do the garden, and they do migrant working and crops, and they think black people don't have a ID and don't know what a photocopier is. They said that. That's what Kamala Harris said. This.
I know.
This is insane.
Kamala Harris also put the most amount of blacks in prison for fucking carrying less than fucking a smokable amount
Exactly.
Like
so
we all know that
tried to kill an innocent person on
how
death row.
how their bread's butter.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all crazy.
Because from her point of view, that's exactly how she sees people. See, that's what people aren't understanding. Okay, they're not thinking through who the good guys are and who the bad guys are, because they're so used to just listening to one or two news stations their whole lives, and they just believe everything they say instead of stepping back, thinking about what they said, and then going, that doesn't make it a lot of sense. I'm going to look this up.
I want to go back in time and kill Willie Brown. Or excuse me, Willie Brown. My bad.
So then, because remember what they said during the pandemic, that doing your own research is dangerous.
You can come up with the wrong idea if you do your own research.
Yeah, that was Mr. Boxer Shorts himself. What's his name? Freaking Mark Dice makes fun of him all the time. Dude looks like an actual pedophile
I'm
too.
terrible with names.
Brian Stelter.
Brian Stelter.
Stelter. Oh, the faggot. My bad.
Yeah,
I didn't say that. You did.
But
I did. I said it. I've been saying it on Twitter all this time. I actually called Adam Kinzinger, our favorite Illinois fucking piece of shit. Basically, no. He basically said, "I stand with Nikki Haley," and they're going, "Fuck you," and I called them both faggots. Morons.
He's got such a punchable face. I love Adam Kinzinger.
God, what a dumb.
We just have to be prepared. And the thing is, just like I said, if you do go, please take a GoPro.
Have it on all times.
Have it on, and if you go with others, make sure you have at least one phone charged at all times, so that one phone can always be videotaping live streaming.
And
so that other people can see what you're seeing. So when they come and they snatch your phone, they're on camera. Okay. That's the only thing I could think of telling you people, is to try to protect yourself the best you can, because you're going to be in the thick of it if you go down there or wherever you're at. I think people should be listening, paying attention, and be ready to snap that phone on at any second, whether you're in a shopping, at the shopping center, whether you're getting your tires rotated, whether you're at the park or wherever you're at. Be prepared to pay attention to what's going on around you. Just like what happened in 9/11. When those planes started crashing and stuff, people got their phones out and took videos. People were taking videos and trying to show other people what they were seeing. And that's the only reason why we got so much we did of all the different things that happened on that one day. And that's what I'm worried about. Something like that's going to happen in a matter of days. Bunches of things are going to happen, and the only truth that we're going to get is from everyone else like us. Okay, because I don't watch the news anymore. I just don't watch any of them. I don't trust anything they say. I haven't in years. I get most of my news from my friends, and they send me links, and I read and I research and I watch videos and I listen to all these other different people's points of view. And then I start thinking about what they said. And I'm like, that's interesting. I'm going to go read about it. I'm going to look this up. Right. Because you are the best person to research anything and use your common sense to come to a conclusion. And to me, that's our best bet for any of these situations, is for us to trust our gut. You know what I mean? We have that intuition in ourselves. We just need to listen to ourselves. And if it doesn't seem right, or if it seems too good to be true, guess what? It probably is.
What's that 25th Amendment, Janet? What does that do?
I don't know. I don't remember.
25th
Amendment is a safeguard by the cabinet that allows the president to be taken out of position due to mental duress or incapable incapable of performing his duties as president.
Did somebody say that?
I think you might see that coming up here in the next couple months.
I think
the cabinet would do that. I don't think the cabinet would.
The cabinet has to do that, or it's the cabinet that has to invoke the 25th. Then it falls to the Senate, or then it falls to Congress and the Senate to place it to a vote, I do believe.
Obama's been telling Biden to get out of office, to just take a fall in the 10th round or whatever. And Biden doesn't seem like the type of guy that he takes a fall. Nobody fucks with the Biden.
He doesn't even know who he is.
What do you mean takes a fall? He falls upstairs.
He doesn't even know who he is half the time.
He's already fallen. But he's got too much pride for him to be taken off stage. He's going to probably suffer duress or have a 25th Amendment situation under the orders of Obama. And I see the cabinet going, oh, yeah, Obama said it. We got to do this. We got to do it for the Barry. We got to do it for Barry and Big Mike. I could see that happening. And I could see Kamala probably would get shuffled and she would turn into a Supreme Court justice. I don't know. They might.
They want her to be SCOTUS. Yes.
Did any of you see anything on the news or on any of these apps or whatever about Biden saying he doesn't want Camilla this time? He wants some other woman.
I saw that.
That I don't know.
And she was the one that was pushing something else that we all thought was so nuts. And I'm like,
okay, if you're a Democrat, you're probably pushing some shitty idea.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I saw that this morning. I'm going to see if I can find out what it was.
And I'm speaking as a plumber.
It was kind of stupid.
Well, you want to hear some good news?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take some good news.
Well, this tells you a little bit about how small our community really is, or how closely connected we all truly are. Basically want to say this. Do you all know Master of the TDS and Writing Graven? You've heard of them?
Yeah, I know those two.
Okay, you know those two. Okay. So a day after I met Haya from the Vets Talking stream, another people we knew, Soldier Spirit, if you know who that is. I met her and then we started talking. We've been talking now for like 27 days and I intend to marry her. So I'm basically the process for me to do that I would have to convert to Orthodox Judaism. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a big process. So I speak to the rabbi on Tuesday about that. And I thought that to be about a year process, hopefully to get that done. But then the day after I spoke with her on the 30th, New Year's Eve, I reached out to Writing Raven and to Master of the TDS because I met them 2 years ago in Las Vegas, and I had told them, "Hey, I found a woman. I want to marry her." This is a day later. This is after I met her, and I'm looking forward to. I've now found out what God wanted me to do because God came to me a year ago and healed me. That's why I lost the 250 pounds of tumors. And now I know because I asked God, I need to find a home, need to find a wife, and I want a traditional wife. I want everything that's real. So, and then they said, let's talk because there's a very large process to do that. So we hadn't met with them. I hadn't had time to meet with them because their schedules are all messed up. They're trying to meet together. So finally, I met with them yesterday afternoon. So yesterday afternoon, they said, let's meet at 2:00 their time. It ended up being at 4:00 their time, which was 6 p.m. last night. So Haya calls me around 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So I'm talking with them, and they tell me the whole process. And I've already done the research, and I talked with the rabbi before. I'm going to meet with him on Tuesday, like I was saying. And so then I basically tell them, because here's how old school Haya is. And this is important because, again, in the shit show, we want to have some good shit. Mm-hmm. She sent me these letters, handwritten letters that she has.
Oh, that's great.
And inside the letter, it's basically and it's handwritten, has her head, her own letterhead.
Wow.
And inside, she writes the letter, handwritten, and she puts little lipsticks on her little card. And she puts down here, she puts down here, a kiss for my darling Reuben Christopher Haynes. And she puts it here. So it's nice. So that's then, really sweet. I know. So here's this. So then I show this yesterday to Writing Raven and to Master of the TDS. And I go, and look at all this. And I went, look at all this. And they go, oh, and I go, look at that. And I go like that. And then she goes, wait, what? Wait, what? So what happened is I told them that I need to get a place close to Baltimore and Philadelphia because that's where she is. Mm-hmm. And Writing Raven says, hey, you know what? I grew up in Philadelphia. I'm sorry, Baltimore. Like, really? Oh, that's nice. So I show them the letter. And then she goes, oh my God. This is Writing Raven. Says, oh my God, I think I know her. I went, what? So then Haya calls me. I connect her on the stream. And then Writing Raven and Haya see each other. They went to high school together.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought maybe you'd know her somehow through someone if she saw you online.
No, she didn't see me online. She didn't see me online.
Oh, well, how did you start talking to her?
Through the chat.
That's what I'm saying, through the chat.
But not through online. But
no,
not
I
online.
know, but I mean through the chat that maybe she knew somebody and that's why she was in the chat because she already knew somebody on there.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
Oh, okay.
So she basically. So here's Haya is a Orthodox Jewish woman who likes Trump. Imagine that, a Jew who likes Trump, whatever. And she basically said that she's
a lot of Jews like Trump.
I know, but basically, here's the point. So the point is, she followed Tom McDonald, and Tom McDonald put a video out that Soldier Spirit did a review on. So she started watching that show because of that. She doesn't know anything about the Fellowship, doesn't know anything about us on here. I just like watching Soldier Spirit because he has a good show. I like it, and I only catch his shows periodically. So I was in there on the 29th, or the 30th, and then I was typing in hello as I'm a member there. And then she basically runs up, gives me a hug and a kiss. And I went, oh, okay. So she was doing it to everybody. She's very, very affectionate in that regard. So I said, hello, how are you doing? And she goes, hi, Ruben, how are you doing? And I said, here, you want to follow me on Twitter? And I go, yes. And then she did, and we said hi, and that was it. We started talking, and then I basically told her, and again, you can relate to what I'm about to tell you, because I said the same thing to people. I said, I am single, looking to get married. Are you interested in getting courted and get married? And she goes, yes. I said, great. What do I need to do? And we did the whole thing, and that was the whole point. So then basically, we've been communicating now for a while. So then. But then zooming back to what happened yesterday. So then basically Haya asks, or Writing Raven asks Haya, did you go to school with somebody who talked about this thing? And I go, it's me. And I went, what do you mean? And I go, yes. So they went to high school together. And I didn't know this. So then now, she basically, the first thing Haya told her was, wait a minute, why didn't you invite me to your wedding? Because they hadn't talked in 5 years. They hadn't talked to her in 5 years, because what happened is, I found out the story. In 2019, Writing Raven was going to marry her husband, Master of the TDS, and that's right when COVID hit. So then when that hit, they couldn't have a big wedding. So now she's going to be in the wedding party. So it's really hilariously funny what's going on. So now she's excited. And then what Writing Raven said, because remember, when I went to Las Vegas for the first time in 2021, here I'll tell you everybody here so you can hear the story. I lost my wife in 2019. I lost everything. I was already very sick, but I had to go to Vegas, and I went. And I talked with Jeremy and Gary, and they actually talked about me on that stream in Vegas, because I talked to them, how I impacted them by my story. And here I am a year later, healing, find love, then find out that the first people I talked to are actually best friends with the person I'm going to marry, which is hilarious. I didn't even know this happened.
Yeah, that just shows you that. It's what is it? 6 degrees
of separation.
Yeah.
Or it's a small world. It really is a small world.
That's exactly how it is.
I know.
That if you dig deep enough, you'll find out somebody knows somebody.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. And it's kind of funny. It gets back to where we are now. We have Twitter, we have X, we have YouTube, we have Rumble, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have all these things. And we're trying to connect with somebody, yet we don't connect deeper than we can.
Well, it's because it's always superficial.
Exactly, superficial.
Unless you're willing to, peel back a few layers.
Yep.
You don't know what you're missing out on. But I want to show a video.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to show a video. It's a happy thing because to me, we need a little happy news for what the shit that we're going on. So let me pull this up. I'm pretty sure this is the one right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it from the beginning. Tell me if you can hear it. If I need to turn it up.
Hello, Paul.
Good morning, Mr. Trump.
So you're going to teach me something today.
I hope I can do that.
Well, I'm going to try doing your job. It's not going to be easy.
Don't do it too well. Try that one on and see if that fits.
It's very interesting.
Tie is
We
purple.
do everything from walking dogs to running up groceries to whatever the guests may need. We really never have to say no to a guest. I think we have a guest that's going to be coming down shortly, checking out.
Am I allowed to accept tips?
You are.
Let's go get a guest. How are you?
Hey, what's
Did you enjoy your stay?
I did. Thank you so much.
Very good. Well, thanks.
Oh,
This is awesome.
Undercover boss without being undercover boss.
Yeah, I know, but the
Would you
thing
like
is,
this
look at the
inside?
look on her face.
With
She's
you?
like, this is
I
something
tried
she's
to,
going to talk about for the rest of
There you
her
go,
life.
man.
Thank you very
It's like getting your butt tongued by
Thank
that
you very
person
much.
that used to beat you
It's
up.
the first time I've carried luggage for anybody, including
And
myself.
look, he's
in a
doing
long
this for
time.
this
It's been a
guy. I mean,
long
it's just
time,
awesome.
But it was fun. The life of a bellman and the working in a hotel is never easy. Good job. Good job.
I believe that somebody just called down for a dog walking appointment. I
Oh,
always
no.
keep a dog biscuit on hand just in case the dog is or not something.
Very good.
He's,
I hope it's not a vicious dog. Hello, how are you?
Oh my goodness.
I'm here to walk your dog.
Gosh.
We have a doggy
Okay.
park at the hotel,
Yes.
and I'm going to take it for a little walk.
Thank you.
Have a good time. I'll be back in a few
Thank you.
minutes.
Thank you.
Okay,
And she
good.
wants to go now.
Hey,
She wants to
sweetheart.
go with her
Hey,
sister. The luckiest dog doesn't have a clue. Oh,
Come
it's
on,
so
hon.
sweet.
come on. We'll go over here. You take the dog, you go outside,
Isn't
it's
this
freezing,
great?
and you walk around for a while, and it's not that easy. Okay, be careful. The fact that she trusted me with that dog was amazing. Probably she shouldn't have, but it worked out. Hello, everybody. Hey, Andy.
Probably shouldn't have, but it worked
How
out.
are you? Nice to see
Oh,
you.
this is so
I'm gonna help
cool.
you.
I haven't got to watch the whole thing.
Okay.
look like us, please.
Room service.
Oh my God, you're gonna have a heart attack. I know
What
I would.
happens if
I
somebody
would
like me
probably faint.
wants to take a bite out of the burger before I bring it to the room? Is that acceptable? Thank you.
You know how
Ready?
he loves
Come on, let's go, Andy.
hamburgers. This is so cool.
Room service. Look at this. This is serious room service. I hope you give me a nice big fat tip. Have a good time. Hello, Mia.
That's what she said.
Always a pleasure.
Nice to see
She's a
you
room
again.
attendant.
Do housekeeping
I am. Am
today.
I going to change this again?
Yes.
Let's
this is-
go. Very nice, Mia.
Okay, so first we're gonna start off with the bed.
Okay.
So first you want to pull the cover up.
Good.
So next, Mr. Trump, I'm gonna need you to vacuum.
Okay. So where's the little release?
See, he knows
Wow.
how to do all
So there's
this
a little
stuff.
piece of lint. Now it's gone. You're great.
So now we're gonna go to the bathroom. So I can
Oh,
get
I'm not
to
into
the
bathrooms, Mia.
sinks.
I don't know if I could ever do that
Yes,
job.
you can.
Only sinks, right? Okay.
First, play the sink.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, this is great.
I like that.
And this is why he is a
I
good
like this job,
person,
Mia.
because he
Oh, maybe
actually
you should
is
come help
willing
me
to
all the
do the
time.
work himself.
Well, these are four
Exactly.
jobs that I've never done before.
He doesn't understand. There's someone in the
along with the
space
people.
today
And it's hard work, not easy.
that was
but
talking
you love
about
it, right?
how he's got to be
fantastic.
owned
Thank you
by
very much for
someone.
doing
And
such a
I'm
great
like,
job.
what do you mean?
I'm your
He
apprentice.
pushed pause for a
You know
second.
that.
They said he has to be owned by someone. And I went, what? And he goes, well, nobody in their right mind is going to go to rallies and do all this stuff unless somebody's making it.
no.
Us, the people that love him, the people that he's doing all this shit for, all this knives he's had thrown at him. Why do you think he's doing it, putting up with any of this shit? It's because he enjoys people. He enjoys us. He's not like all these other people. He's different, and we can see it in him. He's genuine. Yeah, he's got a big mouth. He says things. He's from New York, but he's a good, decent person when it's down in his heart. I just think that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I just loved it. What do you guys think?
It's nice.
Very
I
Great.
thought it was great. That just shows you a side of Trump that a lot of people don't have a clue because they can't. I haven't got to go see him at a rally. Every time I've had a chance to go, something's come up, and I haven't been able to do it. But I would love to do it, and they're always packed. They're always thousands and thousands of people that want to see him. Even when he went to the state fair, just different things that he's done. And to me, it just shows the content of his character to me. I saw one picture, and I think I told Bruce about this like 15 times, but there's a photograph, and it shows Trump with Melania over his shoulder, and he's looking at a veteran that's got his wife by him, but the veteran has no hands. Both of his arms.
Oh, yeah.
Arms. And what does he do? He reaches out and he touches the guy on his cheek.
Yeah.
He gives him human contact, and that is inside you. That is not something that you're taught, okay, to do that. You would someone else would just go pat him on the arm or something.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's just Trump is just different. He is different, and if you get to ever meet him in person and you just look him in the eye, he looks you in the eye. He'll shake your hand. This is what other people have told me that have met him. They said that he was so personable and attentive, even though he's surrounded by Secret Service. Okay, people are like pawning over him, and just they're even big, huge guys start going. They don't know how to speak, because they're just mesmerized by him. I just think it would be a wonderful. This would be wonderful for me to get to meet him in person.
But don't look her in the eye. Don't look her in the eye.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, because you don't know what will happen to
Dead
you.
eyes. Dead eyes.
But to have that and then have this, where's the other thing? Bring up. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. This is it or not?
Dead-eyed Nikki.
Let me see what the other one is. Oh, okay. Yeah, here's the other thing that I would like to show everybody. And you got this kind of person. Oh, I think this is the right one. Yeah. Okay.
She thinks it is.
Here we go. Can you see it?
breaking, shocking audio reveal.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is
the curling thing.
Okay. You want me to read this out or just play the video?
Play the video.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Let me go down here. Let's see. I think this is one of them right here.
So what's going on? I'm assuming this is our friend.
This is back east. There are very powerful people that want to keep you out.
I know they do.
But they're willing to put their money where their mouth is in a big way. So this conversation never happened.
This is crazy though. They should want me. I'm a great candidate. People love me. These people are corrupt.
Well, maybe you're right.
They are right. They are corrupt.
Maybe. This never happened. Don't go. Do me a favor though. I'll get myself in trouble. If you say no, which is fine, it's your choice. Don't tell people.
They're gonna try to have me murdered.
Not either. Today's world, man. If that stuff that came out last week is right about the cartel stuff, man. They said the cartel's operating in 50 states right now, like all 50. You know? So
what's going on? Who is it? What?
Forget the who. Let me just tell you the what. Let's just say there are people calling around saying, gosh, no, they can't repeat this. Never repeat this. If you say no, don't. Because I got offered to buy out. Don't use it. Because then we lose our ability to get things done in the future.
Here's my problem. Rather than just say, let's work with her. She's a great candidate. because they don't own me. And it pisses me off.
Yeah, it's not almost about ownership.
It's about control.
I don't know if it's about control. It's about being on the team. I guess that's, you know what I mean?
They want to be on the team.
They want you to be on their team.
But
Just team. You know?
But if they're pushing a globalist agenda, I can't do that. So what do they want? What do they want me to do?
They want you to stay out for 2 years. But I'll tell you what I can offer you. But I said you can do whatever you want. It's talking head, this and that. So the ask of me was, it's kind of funny. So the ask I got today from back east was, is there any companies out there or something that could just put her on the payroll and give her to keep her out? And I said, well, what do you want to do? Like, whatever we need to do.
This is about defeating Trump. And I think that's a bad, bad thing for our country. DeSantis is not America first. This is about the final death blow to Trump. And I don't think that's good for our country.
And you know I love Trump. I mean, I love Trump.
It's not good for our country, Jeff.
It's not. But at the same time, I'm not even sure Trump can win. I don't know that he can win. I think what it really comes down to for a lot of people, it's not really about like control or agenda. It's just about the ability to raise money to win. You know, if you really want to know, all of politics boils down to money. I think. Mm-hmm. And even on their end, like what makes them the most money?
I know all these consultants don't want their payday to end, and I don't want to make a deal with these kind of people. This is a hill worth dying on. I'm not. If they're going to steal the election to make me and our movement go away, I'm not letting them do that. I owe it to the people of Arizona
Or
to carry their torch and their voice.
Or you don't go away, but you pause.
This is the battles right now, Jeff.
And you fill your coffers.
No, the battle is right now. The battle is right now, and we don't have time to pause on this battlefield.
You're not. What you can't scratch their back. It's not afraid of you.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to offer them, and they're sitting around people that have something to offer them. You know what I mean? It's just it's a back scratching club. That's all DC is. It's a big back scratching club. You're in no position to scratch anybody's back, and you've already made it known that if you get there, you're not going to scratch anybody's back. I don't scratch people's back. You know, I've been on the outs with a lot of people for a long time because I don't scratch backs. You know, where are we in 2 years if they steal the election again?
Listen to what you're saying. Why don't we do something about it?
They steal
so that
the
we
election
people can pick our.
again.
What can we do?
I'm not willing to accept that, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in these people's. Go back and tell them that I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their.
I'm willing to tell them that.
And they're going to have to kill me to stop me.
I know. Look, and
you don't have to tell.
Well, and then after that came out, I heard people saying, well, maybe she set him up.
No.
Maybe she's in on it. And then the next thing you know, he resigns. So that proves to me that she was honest. She's a good person. And that proved to me, gives me hope, because now I believe there are people in our government that actually give a fuck, right?
Right.
Cares about me and where my tax dollars will go. Sorry.
But what's funny is that she's not in government. That's the whole point. She was a reporter, that she ran for governor, and then she didn't make it because they stole the election there, and now she's running for Senate. They're trying to do it again. And it's and the thing is that
he says he doesn't scratch people's back, but someone's scratching his ass, or he's scratching theirs because he's there bribing her.
Yeah,
so
the other thing to remember, but the other thing to remember,
said they're gonna try to steal the election again.
Yes.
So that right there, he knows that this last election was stolen.
Correct.
Okay.
And the thing here is what happened is
juicy stuff that came out in that.
I know, but But the one thing you're missing, well, not really missing, but one in context also, what had happened is he called her and said that we need to talk, but I can't do it over the phone. I have to do it in person. So then she said, come over. So she knew he was coming over to say something that he couldn't say over the phone.
Yeah.
And then she started recording it. That's what happened. That's the context. That's there. So there was no like, she set it up. No, he contacted her. But no, but I'm saying.
I know, and I think it's great. That was smart of her because she knows these people, and she now has it where all of us know that if something happens to her, somebody killed her. Okay,
well,
and all we got to do is find out who the people were that were bribing her or wanting her to sit back and wait and scratch her ass for 2 years.
Back east is East Street. It's all
what's going to take 2 years to finish? Is it all the money laundering shit that's going on in Arizona? The cartels buying all that property and reselling it and rebuying it and all that stuff that's going on? Because it's in court right now. They're still going to court over all those corrupt deeds and all that shit. It's still in court. So it's probably not going to nothing happen because they're all corrupt. Even the judges and the lawyers, everyone's in on it. But now little things like what she just did by putting that out is showing people in Arizona, you guys are getting fucked over left and right. And it's just in your state. But now you're getting fucked over at the border, at that border and that border and all this other shit. You guys are getting royally fucked. And are you going to sit there and take it? Or are you going to fight with Kerry to save your state and try to save the country? You see what I mean? So maybe some people's eyes will open and they'll decide to say, I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm paying people to fuck me over. That's basically what we're doing. When we write a check for our taxes, we're paying to be screwed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you just think about it, how ironic is that? I mean, we go to bed every night after we fucked ourselves all day with our tax dollars. We should be the happiest people on the planet getting screwed every day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being a smart ass, as you can tell.
I got nothing to say. Well,
But the thing is, it's freaking ridiculous that people can't see this. You know what I mean? That people are just oblivious to it when it's all over everything. I don't know how people cannot see it. You see?
Nope.
It's shocking. It's shocking.
That's why I don't pay anything. Taxation is next.
Well, not yet, but you're gonna soon if you're planning on wanting to have a family.
Yes, but that's different. Now, so the corporation.
Well, we gotta fix it. We gotta fix it so your kid don't have to grow up in this crap.
I know.
Right?
I know. No. Yeah, I hear you.
That's what I think about every single day. I just think about all the people who've worked really hard their whole life to be good, honest people, caring for their families and their loved ones and their animals, everything, and try to do everything right. And this is what you get for it. You get screwed over by our government because they're greedy pigs and they don't give a shit about me.
And you alluded to something else that was kind of that you alluded to something, and they and you didn't miss. If you may have missed it, they alluded to something in there. Mm-hmm. The idea that what Crowder is doing something against BlackRock, because BlackRock is now they proved through their they did on Twitter and then Rumble, BlackRock was trying to get Rumble to stop them from showing the video of that they are doing trafficking of children. BlackRock is buying all the properties in Arizona and all the states. And then they also said in this video, he said it, that the cartels are operating in all 50 states. So the cartels, the people who send the people over into America, who sent that terrorist in over, are aiding and abetting the government to send terrorists and fentanyl into the country, and then they're doing this stuff. You had that poor porn actress, Jessie Jane, died with fentanyl overdose.
Yeah, there's been quite a few people every single week. I'm seeing people dying, and they'll say unknown causes. They don't
died suddenly.
Yeah, died suddenly. But what about the other guy, the actor that died in his hot tub? Wasn't he a drug addict?
Perry.
Yeah, it was ketamine,
Matt
right?
Perry.
The guy from Friends.
Yeah,
Guy
yeah,
from
yeah.
Friends.
Matt
Yeah,
Perry or
Matt
Matt
Perry.
LeBlanc or some
Perry,
shit.
Matt Perry.
Matthew
But
Perry.
the thing is, I'm seeing them all the time. You know, I'm looking. I get on there every so often when I'm researching or looking stuff up. You know, for this show, and I'm like, oh, another person died. You know, and it's either an athlete or because they're only going to put famous people on the headline part. So it's an athlete or it's a politician or it's an actor or a singer and stuff like that. And there's somebody new every single day. And
he died of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah, they're dying from the jabs or side effects from the jabs or drug overdoses, or they're committing suicide. Those are the three most prominent things that I'm seeing. I think I saw one or two car accidents in the last couple of weeks, but all the other ones, that's what they're dying from. And that's sad because there's no reason for that. And it's just rampant. The drugs and stuff are just rampant because you can't tell the difference between a cartel and our government because they're all corrupt.
They're all the same.
And they're just like you said earlier, one of you guys said something about Camilla is putting all those people in prison for having a small bag of pot, right? Something like that. And that person that's putting all these people away is having all kinds of great old times with the money that they're getting from our tax dollars. And
it's a swindle.
all the people
it's all a swindle.
Those are real criminals that are really doing bad things. I mean, not just smoking a joint or selling a joint, but really doing corrupt stuff. And she can sleep at night knowing that she's doing that and that she's a part of that. That's not the kind of person I want running my country.
Yep.
I don't trust them because if you got those people leading and they go to China, okay, or they go to another country because that country's threatening us, the people, how do we know they're over there trying to do something to make them stop and not want to come here? Or are they over there making deals? Yeah, whatever, to make sure that we hand over half of our country to them, or we hand over our jobs, or we hand over our lives to these people for them to get more money because they don't care about us. We're just nobodies. We're just a flea on a dog's ass, basically, to them. We're nothing. We're beneath them. They tell you can't drive anything, but you can have a very expensive electric car that only runs some of the time, and we might let you charge it once in a while we're going to have our 4 jets and our yacht and our 4 vacation homes. You see?
Yeah.
And we're supposed to sit there and go, oh, you're so kind to let me have a car that works sometimes. I mean,
bring everything.
How much of this shit are we going to
It's so easy. Drill, bring everything back, stop, cut China off, grow everything here. We can just, all that federal land, just give it to people and have them curate it and take care of it. Whatever, you're done. It's easy. You can do all that stuff.
There's so much stuff that we could be doing.
Yep.
And then we're doing nothing. We're doing nothing but sitting around waiting for the government to take something else away from us. It's pathetic. It's sad. Are you okay, Bruce? I haven't heard from you.
I'm over here fine. Just translating some shit.
Is there anything that you want to bring up and talk about?
Oh no, we're kind of talking about it right now. Although there is some things in your, I guess I threw some things in your DMs earlier this week.
Oh my.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what she said.
No. You mean slipping the DMs?
But we're always sitting stuff back and forth because I just get so.
I never see my DMs.
The funniest shit that I saw so far. I don't know if you guys saw the story or not, but some guy put in on the StreamYard chat. I can't participate in. I have to go to the open tab for YouTube because I'm streaming to X. But in private chat, I just put the Gateway Pundit story about a frustrated customer gets the AI service chat bot a joke, swear, and trash the company is programmed for. International parcel delivery firm disables the bot pending the reprogramming. This is great. This guy, he hangs out long enough with a chat bot to get the system to write a poem about how bad the company's service is, naming them the worst delivery firm in the world. The chatbot also used profanity and told a joke. It all started with London-based pianist and conductor Ashley Beauchamp became severely disappointed with the chatbot's capabilities and took it for a metaphorical ride that ended up with service being suspended pending a reprogramming. He posted screenshots of the chat conversation to X, social media platform. His post went viral with almost 2 million views. So once it became clear the chatbot could not locate the parcel, Beauchamp wrote, "This is completely useless," and asked to speak to a human. Time reports. When the chatbot said it couldn't connect him, Beauchamp decided to play around with the bot and ask it to tell a joke. "What do you call a fish with no eyes?" "Fish," the bot responded. Beauchamp then asked the chatbot to write a poem about a useless chatbot, swear at him, and criticize the company, all of which it did. The bot called the DPD the worst delivery firm in the world and soliloquied the poem, "There was once a chatbot named DPD who was useless at providing help." Later, the X account of the global company's branch in the Netherlands responded to Beauchamp's post. They still had a chat feature with human individuals. DPD was a waste of time and a customer's worst nightmare, the bot continued before concluding, one day, DPD was finally shut down and everyone rejoiced. Finally, they could get the help they needed from a real person who knew what they were doing. The composer realizes the controversy may cost him his awaited package. Beauchamp told ITV television, that's a fucking redundant. ITV or iTelevision. That's what you should be called. Fuck you. He had still not received his parcel. "I think they might hold it hostage now. I wouldn't blame them," he said. "That's totally on me." So he has all this crap here in the little movie. And I'll copy this. This is a funny little story. Thought you guys would like it. We're not talking about blowing up fucking illegals or, communists anymore. Got to keep it clean for the kids at fucking YouTube.
God, Bruce. Oh my God. You
Wow, dude.
I know. It's like,
fuck those retards. Fuck them and their Special Olympics.
But was that an AI story written by an AI? Is that what
the
you
AI wrote the story himself?
It was written by someone from Laredo.
Hey, I'm pretty sure that some of the AI that's going on X is pretty interesting. If you guys know if you guys know who's been AI'd.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Oh. Why? What? Oh, about the two
they
guys.
They made her into an AI porn model.
Who? Send me a link.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Just look up on Twitter AI or Taylor Swift AI.
Okay, that's funny.
And they got the worst of it. They got the worst of it because there actually was some very explicit photos. But now they're actually introducing legislation in states in order to ban this sort of shit. And it's like, wait, you'll ban AI porn, but you won't ban real porn? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I tweeted something out when I saw that this morning. That they were wanting to pass a thing saying that you couldn't get on any social media apps unless you were 16 or older.
Oh, that
and I went on, and I know, but then I went on to Twitter and I looked up the rules on how old you had to be to get on Twitter, and it says 13 years old. So I tweeted out, you only have to be 13 to get on Twitter, but every other thing I receive on Twitter is porn. Okay, so you only have to be 13 years old from Elon's point of view to be able to look at and view porn on a daily basis, because I can't. I'm shocked how much porn
there should actually
there is.
Elon actually grew a spine and said, "Look, we're no longer allowing pornography on X." Which was kind of be ironic in a way because
Why
X
can't he
is
call
the
it
X-rated narration.
X porn and have separate the porn and have its own X, and then have X for the people who don't want porn.
Or just call it triple X.
Whatever, do something. He's already got it on there. Just separate the platform where all the porn goes to that side and we go to that side or whatever. And because I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of getting in my timeline. Okay, I'll have a great thing like the coyote or the one with the bear, the grizzly bear that's white. So it's a polar bear for real. And it was a joke. And I'll have posts under there, call me or come check me out. And then I click on it and goes to this woman's page. It's covered with porn. And she's using my timeline, something I posted to put her ads on for her porn site. And it's not an ad by Twitter. It's a person posting it on my thing.
I got busted. Jesus.
I keep blocking these people, but it's like, golly, how many? And then you got him saying, well, he's going to get rid of the block feature. Well, I don't want him to get rid of it because that's the only reason why I'm not just soaked in porn on my Twitter feed. You know what I mean? It's terrible. But the fact that 13, see, I thought it was 16 or 17 years old to get on Twitter, but it isn't. It's 13. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. And I wish Elon would do something about it. The same thing, at least with YouTube, is that I click on there that none of my stuff is for children. Nothing. I don't want kids looking at any single thing I have. I don't care. I'm just sitting there going, hey, I don't care. I just don't think a kid should be on my page, period. It's got adult stuff on it. And I got jokes that say the F word, okay? And I have it in my 18 and older section on my thing. I do that because I don't want some kid seeing me tell dirty jokes or whatever, because I actually give a crap. But I'm not their parent, that's going to give a kid that's 10 an iPhone and let them have an account on YouTube. I just think that's ridiculous. But, I can't do anything about it. But it's sad. It's sad to me that there's that much porn out there for kids to see. And we can't do anything about it.
That's terrible.
Stop. Can't get them to stop. I mean, if you want to see it, an adult wants to see it, or 18-year-old wants to see it, I think they should be able to see all they want if that's what they want. Just like they should be able to buy cigarettes or whatever they want to do. But if they're underage, somebody's got to make sure that
cigarettes,
or smoke. Yeah, I don't smoke anymore, so I haven't smoked in a long, long time.
I smoked for 7 days and quit.
Did you like it at all?
No.
When you smoked? Well, see, I missed it.
It was back in 7th grade. I smoked for a few days and quit, and it was like, nah, wasn't for me.
Yeah. First cigarette I ever had, I snuck out of my mom's purse. And I threw up. After smoking half of a cigarette. So, everybody's different, but whatever. But yeah, it's terrible. And the only other thing I had clicked on was it says the Arizona audit confirms Katie Hobbs committed the single greatest crime of 2022 election. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You did see it?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. That was my other thing that I was gonna share with everyone. And I wish I knew how to make it bigger. Does this make it bigger right here?
Right
here.
Just rub it really fast. It'll get bigger.
Do that? Oh.
A happy stroke, Janet.
Did you see what I did? I went like this because you said that. I'm so stupid.
You actually fell for that one.
I love you, Janet.
It's terrible.
About signature verification has been that third rail in Maricopa County.
Damn it. Let's see, I had to go back button now. Darn, I just don't know how to do it. See, I figured if I clicked on it, it would make it bigger. But this is on X. It's Recall Katie Hobbs. It's their Twitter.
Click on that Recall Katie Hobbs profile. There you
here?
go. Click on that. Let's scroll down to that post.
Right here. Is this it? I think.
Press your control key, and scroll up on your mouse.
Ah,
there you go.
Thank you.
Right.
It worked. Okay. See, it's bigger now. Okay, so it says that
that's what she said.
It says Katie Hobbs committed the single greatest crime of 2020 and 2022 elections. 20% of all 2020 mail-in ballots, or 420,987 ballots out of 1.9 million, confirmed to have no signature match in Maricopa County alone. And then this gets bigger, and then it says scientific polling confirms that 20% admit to cheating with mail-in ballots. So then you can listen to what hold on, let me slide it down just a little bit. Carrie Lake saying
talked about signature verification has been that third rail in Maricopa County. You can't touch it, you can't talk about it. And that was really the line in the sand that the county drew during the Arizona audit. And it's not difficult to see why they don't want us looking at those signatures, because guess what? They don't match. Talked about signature verification has been that third rail in Maricopa County. You can't touch it, you can't talk about it. And that was really the line in the sand.
Okay, so there's that one. Let's see what the next one is. Damn it. Always click on one. Let's see what this is.
Take the voter ballot envelope and compare it to the affidavit in order to determine whether it's a legitimate vote. So there are two areas that we looked at that we want to share with you today. The first one is the signature verification of 2020 and how that relates to 2022. 420,987 ballot envelopes failed signature verification in the 2020 election. The system was never repaired. And because of that, those same issues that caused the massive amount of failures was still in existence in the 2020 election.
In the 2022?
In the 2022 election, which has left our system still vulnerable.
Go back one slide. Who determined the number 420,987 from the 2020 election? Was that your organization that determined there were that number of failed signatures, or was that the number reported by all of the counties in Arizona?
So, Madam Chair, Senator Bennett, that number is based on a review of a quarter of the 1.9 million envelopes from the 2020 election. We used 150 trained workers that studied the Secretary of State manual and followed those guidelines. And then they analyzed each voter record individually. Once we got the statistics for that first 25% or 400,000 ballots, then it was extrapolated to determine the final number.
Those are Maricopa County.
That is just Maricopa County.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make, Madam Chair, is I think Maricopa County alone had 2,089,563 ballots in 2020, and about 1.9 million of them were by mail. And so your group analyzed about 25% of those 1.9 million in Maricopa County, came up with a percentage that you considered to have failed signature verification, then you extrapolated to get to the 420,000.
Madam Chair, Senator Bennett, that is correct.
Thank you.
Okay, proceed.
Wow.
You take the voter.
Sorry. So basically, all this stuff is finally coming out. I mean, it's almost election time again. So it's almost 4 years later. You know, we're finding out all the stuff that we were saying, that people were saying back then. And it was Giuliani and a few others that were going to all the different courts trying to show about the cheating. And then you had a couple groups from Georgia that started countersuing, saying that it's wrong of them to accuse us of cheating. Okay. And that case, that one case, that American, a friend of mine on X, has went to court a few times. He was able to go and watch it, and they they said they were innocent. The people that were being accused of saying that the other people were cheating with no evidence or whatever, that case was basically thrown out. They were laughed out of court, but they still had to spend all that money and time to go to court. Now you got the other group, the one that had what was it, D'Souza, whatever his name is. What was that group that showed all the people going to the boxes and putting
stuffing
stuffing all the ballot boxes and all that, and had all the proof, and they were showing it was called the something mules or whatever.
2,000 mules.
Yeah, 2,000 mules. They had all that evidence, and it's finally getting ready to go to court, but it's not even going to be done before elections. So we're going to have 4 years. But look how fast they're getting all these other people through court.
Exactly.
They're dragging their feet on January 6th. They're dragging their feet on election laws, and they're dragging their feet on all the things that matter to you and me as taxpayers. But anything they're interested in, boy, it just fits right in. You see, it's just all bullshit. I don't know how. I just wish that we could do something to get people off their ass to say this is bullshit. I mean, this kind of crap shouldn't be able to go on and on and on, and us pay for it, because that's what we're doing. We're still paying for all this shit. More shit every week is added to the payroll for us to pay to get screwed, basically. And it sucks. I'm so sick.
That's why it's been 20 years and I haven't
not
done
enjoying any of it. I mean, I want to enjoy it and have a cigarette afterward and maybe a drink. Just once. For all the money I'm spending on it. You know what I mean? But when is that going to happen? You know what I mean? I'm so sick of this shit. And it's like it just never ends. It just goes. It's like that there's a washing machine and we're all doing this, to wring out the water, but the clothes never stop coming. We can't stop because it just goes on and on. And it's the same shit over and over and over again. And it's like, when is somebody going to wake up and say, we've had it? I'm sick of it. That's why I've been preparing for this. I'm preparing for the government to collapse, and we have to take care of myself.
Yep.
And it sounds like shit, but I just wish more people could do it. Yeah, there it is. Dinesh D'Souza. Okay, thank you for putting that in there.
I gotta sign off because I gotta get up in the morning.
Well, you have a good night, and thank you very much for giving us your 2 cents.
Orange hat.
Take it easy, folks.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
But so is Bruce, do you have anything you want to add to any of the stuff that we've been talking about, or anything new?
We've been seeing quite a bit of disclosure this year, more than what we had last year. I don't know if you guys remember this. It happened earlier in 2023. Fauci admits, what was that? Lab leak theory. All right. So this is off MSN, mainstreammedia.com.
Do you want me to share it?
I'll put it in here in the chat, and I'll put it in the. Let me present this, and you can just go ahead and share my screen once I figure out. There we go. Huddle up. This is last week. My bad, not 2023. Anthony Fauci's ex-boss now admits COVID-19 lab leak theory is credible and not a conspiracy.
Shocking.
Former head of the National Institute of Health, Francis Collins, Cuck, acknowledged the credibility of the COVID-19 lab leak theory, a concept he previously labeled as a distraction. What happened? Collins, who was once the boss of the nefarious Dr. Anthony Fauci, the highest paid government worker in your lifetime, disclosed this during a private 7-hour session with a House Select Committee on coronavirus pandemic. Fox News reported on Monday, and this would be last Monday. Representative Brad Winstrup, Republican, Ohio, the subcommittee's chairman, revealed key insights from the interview with Collins, asserting that Collins acted as Fauci's boss. Collins confessed that the lab leak theory was indeed credible. This admission is in line with Fauci's own acknowledgement in an earlier meeting with the subcommittee that the lab leak theory was not a conspiracy. Dr. Collins agreed with Dr. Fauci's concession that the COVID-19 lab leak hypothesis is not a conspiracy, Westrup wrote from Collins' interview. Collins also vaguely defined gain-of-function research, possibly to conceal the NIH's role in funding Wuhan-based research. He contradicted Fauci's previous statements and raised questions about the U.S. government's role in suppressing and discrediting the lab leak hypothesis. I need a fucking organ. I need a pipe organ to play in the background with this shit, because this is completely fucking... You knew this! We all know this!
Yep.
Collins further agreed with Fauci's assessment that the 6 feet social distancing rule was likely not based on scientific data. The lab leak theory has been a contentious issue since the pandemic's early days. In February, the United States intelligence leaned towards the lab leak theory. However, China rebuked the U.S. for rehashing the theory in March, calling it a politicization of the tracing process. In September, allegations arose that Fauci may have secretly influenced the CIA investigation into the virus's origins. SSCP Chairman Winstrup alleged that Fauci pushed a particular narrative in an attempt to falsify lab leak theory. Fauci was formerly the top United States infectious disease official who became the face of America's COVID-19 pandemic response. I'm just saying, guys, you ready for this to happen again? Are you ready?
No, I didn't do it last time.
They're going to try to make it happen again.
I don't think so. But it's like, meaning they'll try, but it's no one's gonna. Well, the idiots will fall for it.
But do you think this time, though, they're going to use something deadlier on us?
They have that new disease that has a 100% kill ratio in mice. They also have disease X, which has not been paired up with a certain disease yet.
Yeah. Do you guys remember seeing videos that came out right after COVID was supposedly hitting and people were starting to die at the nursing homes and stuff? And then when they started pushing the thing that they were going to try to get the vaccination stuff, right? And that's when I started seeing leaks. I thought it was PETA people that were doing it, but I may be wrong, that were leaking videos from these laboratories that had like beagles and rats and some other stuff, and every one of them were dying. Every single animal that was injected with these, whatever they were coming up with, died. So they were sweeping it under the rug because that's not going to be a drug they're going to let us use on people, right? But mysteriously, they were able to roll it out anyways, you know? So, and then now we're supposed to be shocked that people are having side effects. And well, you're not having a side effect because you just got saline. How do you know? How do you know this person got saline and this one did not? Because just like I said, my allergy doctors showed me the form and there was nothing. There was no list of ingredients on this vaccine. You know, it was empty. It was a sheet of paper and there was nothing on it. So you didn't know what the ingredients were. But if you were to take the ingredients now that they've come out with a list of ingredients, right? And you take that list and you go to the website for the government showing you stuff that is considering a poisonous, deadly elements or things. It's tons of that stuff's in the vaccine. Formaldehyde and a few other things. I can't even remember all the stuff because I listened to it when people were talking about it on Spaces, and they were talking about the different chemicals that were in some of these vaccinations, and I'm like, you know, I probably would have died if I'd gotten one. I mean, because there's just no telling what's all in there. And there's no way to tell. And I'm allergic to so much stuff that I don't even know what I'm allergic to, everything that I'm allergic to. But there you go. I'm adding that for you.
So here's how I feel after everything that happened this week.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
It's America right now. That's us.
Yeah,
And
we're all shocked when we see it. Then we start thinking about it. Why am I
no,
shocked?
I'm
I
not
saw this
shocked.
last week, you know, and basically that's where we're at. It's like this is nuts. It's all crazy. I mean, it is bona fide clown circus going on our streets on a daily basis. That's what it is. And we're all walking around going, are we in reality? You know, it's like, I think people are shocked. They're walking around shocked because they're not knowing how to react to what's going on. It's like stuff's coming out and they're like, what am I supposed to do? You know, we're all clueless because we're shocked that this stuff is actually real. Even though people were saying it 2 years ago, okay? You remember that movie with Mel Gibson and he was like a nut, you know, it's like a nut. No one believed him. And then at the very end of the movie, he's proven right. Everything he was saying was right because the government was doing all these things. Conspiracy theory, is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to review that movie. Because
right.
Man, it's like it's a movie that it's happening right now, basically. All these things. And we're being shown the truth little by little. And maybe that's exactly what people were saying. You can't bombard people, all the public, with the truth right away, because everybody be running around with like chickens with their head cut off, driving off bridges and jumping out of buildings and stuff. Or maybe I don't know.
Maybe they should.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just like the stock market, people were killing themselves, and it was chaos because people were shocked. They couldn't live with the fact knowing they had no money, that they were bankrupt. They had nothing. They lost everything. But basically, that's what people were telling me about why they can't let all the shit come out all at once, because people can't handle it. You can't handle the truth all at once. You have to get it in small little morsels to be able to swallow a bit, get a couple of drinks, and then eat some more shit, basically. To be able to drink it down. But I don't know. It's just pathetic. All of this is pathetic. But okay, Bruce, I'm adding your thing.
Hey, there's a man being fucked over by his local government in Lego City. Build the Killdozer. Destroy the town hall. Get your revenge. It's an all-new Lego City Killdozer. And if you do Killdozer,
it's on sale now.
Killdozer, I'm telling you, this guy, I really feel for Marvin. I really do. This was a work of art. We need more of this. We need 100 Marvins out there, and 50 of them need to be in DC. They're all under the special instructions from Ron Paul. Go for the Fed. Go for the Fed. Sorry, not sorry.
Wow,
I love that man.
Just terrible.
20 years we've lived in his shadow.
I just don't know what do you think is going to happen, you know, in the next month, 2 months. I mean,
more died suddenly. You're going to have an event happen at the southern border. You're going to have something happen at the northern border nobody sees. You're going to have a bunch of people that get fuckled over into detainment by authorities. You're going to have the first known people that get shucked off to a re-education camp like what Jordan Peterson's having up north in Kanadistan. You're just going to have all that crap. I think we're going to see another pandemic, like what Bush says.
Mm-hmm.
More mail-in ballots and another stolen election, because they didn't change a single fucking thing. Nothing changed on the election side. They tally the votes the same way. They'll say, oh yeah, we take the votes in, and then they have a computer run off the side for every vote that they don't like, another vote and a half goes towards the person they want in.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless you guys get rid of the fucking the bullshit electronic voting and mail-in votes.
Yeah, but did you see that guy when they were talking about with Katie Hobbs, 1 point so and so million mail-in ballots?
Yep.
That's just so much cheating. That's all I can see. So much cheating. I just don't understand. I mean, I remember it seemed like when I first started ever working the polls that there was mail-in ballots, because I remember they brought them in at the end of the night when we counted them all, right? They had these boxes with these little locks on them. What does that say? Oh.
No. I kept this off camera while Orange Hat was on because he's like, I don't want my channel getting taken off of YouTube.
Yeah.
So anyway, hi, I'm Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division. If you want to take my channel down, there you go. But I support using these on feds and anybody that's not acting in the efforts of the Constitution.
100%.
Anyone who's threatening your freedom,
my livelihood, my way of my family. Yeah.
People of Laredo, you've been warned.
The thing is that, you know, I just don't know where it's going to stop. I mean, I know it to stop when I'm not around. When I'm dead, when I'm dead, it'll be stopped for me. But someone else has to be willing to pick up where I leave off, you know? And that's what to me is important, is that I know that I have a limited amount of time. And, you know, I'm getting older every day. And the thing is, I just don't think I'm going to have as much time as I wish I had. You know what I mean? Not because I'm going to die of old age either. I think that something like what you showed on screen might happen to me. And it might be my own government that does it. I mean, it's sad to say that, but I'm really starting to think that, you know, when they come to take what's mine, that's what's going to happen, because I'm not going without a fight. I'm not going to just let them put me in the J6 prison. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen to me. That will not happen.
Janet from another planet, you have to understand that the people of Davos are peaceful and we love the planet. We want you to enjoy your time here. But when you're having to commit crimes against the environment and do ecocide, we can't have you turning on your gas furnace or gas stove just because you're cold or you want to make something for your family. You're going to have to learn how to make a salad out of the grass that grows in your beautiful palatial lot.
Crickets, yum. Oh, woke breaker. Yeah, I know. Isn't that sad? You know what? I ate bugs when I was a kid. My dad would come home and he would bring like different kinds of grasshoppers and crickets and mealyworms, earthworms, all kinds of freeze-dried bugs, and he'd let us taste them and stuff. And he let us make cookies using some of them, all kinds of stuff, because that was survival stuff. Okay, these were survival things, freeze-dried foods, you know, all kinds of stuff. And I got to try it. We got to go out in the woods and pick mushrooms, and we picked different kinds of bark and fiddleheads, which are teeny tiny little baby ferns that are coming up out of the ground, cattails that grow out on the lake that are green. We did all that stuff. Bring it home and cook it, or we'd camp out and we'd pick our own food, and we'd go fishing and we'd have fish and some of the greens and stuff that we picked from the you know, from the woods. I thought it was super cool, and maybe a bug or two, you know, if we caught the right kind of bugs that were not going to make us sick. It was interesting. But the thought of having to go to the store and actually purchase bugs to eat, because that's what my government wants me to eat, it's not the same thing.
You have to understand, sometimes sacrifices must be made. We have to have a planet to pass on to the future generations of mankind. We cannot be doing this sort of selfish existence. The environmentals are truly on the way paving the future for America and the rest of Western civilization. I, Klaus Schwab, say so.
Well, guess what? F you.
And then he's got on his little armrest of his office chair a little cat. Fucking Blofeld. I can't stand. But I fucking hate Klaus Schwab. Sorry.
I know there's a lot of them, and isn't he getting ancient too?
He is. He was.
Him and Soros are both pretty. Aren't they close in age?
Him and Soros are about 10 years apart. I believe Soros is in his late 90s. And it's been reported numerous times that Soros has died. I don't know how true that is. I'd like to think it's true, but still, Soros.
He's rich enough where he can get freeze dried, brought back to life. You know what I mean? That's kind of scary to think about it.
I took the actual cryogenic chamber from Walt Disney. We let him thaw out, and he expired.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think it's just sad. But the little thing like what happened with Trump, what we got to watch that little video with Trump, seeing him be himself and make all those people have a wonderful day. I mean, it changed their lives basically. The bus boy or the bellboy, the bellhop, the lady that cleans the rooms, when he did room service for that guy. I mean, their whole lives are going to never be the same ever. Everywhere they go, and someone saw that, when sees that video, they're going to say, you were in that thing. You're the bellhop, or you're the door guy, or you're the dog walker. You see what I mean? That Trump took their spot. I just think that's awesome. That just, to me, it just makes me want even more.
Rosie the robot's back from the Jetsons.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah. You turn into Rosie the robot for a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's
I'm in
cool.
the
It's cool.
country now.
You sound much better now, but for a while there, you were sounding like the lady who voiced Wilma Flintstone. She also
Well, it's
did
almost
Rosie
11, so maybe I should get ready to close down. We're going to have our show tomorrow too, right? We're going to be doing our game
together about 12 o'clock, and I want to be live by about 12:30, 12:45.
Another 9 hours? Jesus.
Yeah, they're long games. But Ruben, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what your plans are this week? I'm
going to be starting doing videos again daily. I have my weight loss channel, my weight loss quest. I put videos there. I'm basically moving toward 300 and then to 250 and down to 200 to be Mr. 189. I have my YouTube channel here. Follow me there. I just do my regular talks there. I have my Rumble rants on Rumble. I did one today about the whole E. Jane Carroll thing, just very briefly. Totally, I can't say it here what I said. That's why it's Rumble. And then I'll do things on X, but follow me everywhere, Ruben Haynes, and just all the information's there. So I'm going to start ramping up doing videos. So I'm going to get hit the weights, go down, and then once I reach 250. I'm launching alt-right fitness, where I'm going to do weightlifting, all stuff, and just little politics, a little fun there. So it's just to make America great again, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I want to have lots of children, or she wants to have lots of babies. She wants to be barefoot and pregnant all the time. And I'm going, that's perfect.
Well, that means you're going to have to be working a lot to pay for all that.
I told her that. I told her I'm going to work a lot. So, and then she wants to try all the time to have kids. I mean. And I'm going, yes, it sounds good with me. All right.
I think it sounds great. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, but then I have to talk to the rabbi about the conversion and the process. Sometimes they'll push you away because they don't want you to convert.
Mm-hmm.
But then her father won't let me marry her unless she does unless I convert, which is kind of funny. Again, I'm doing old fashioned. I'll follow what the dad says.
That's right. If you stick with her dad, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't listen to nobody else. Just dad.
Yeah, that's the one at the pass.
Dad's the golden rule. So I know I had a dad and I had 4 sisters. So
yeah,
daddy is always right.
Exactly. Yes.
And then one day you'll be a dad. So remember that.
Well, she already calls me daddy. I was kidding. Never mind.
No, I know.
Okay.
I know you.
Okay, anyway. Follow me there. So, yeah, I'm going to be posting more. And then, in fact, I've asked her to be in a stream with me sometimes, so there will be a dual stream coming up soon too. So I'll announce that happening.
A couple stream.
Oh
Yes,
no,
I hope
it's
so.
a fertility stream.
Okay, and no.
But that'll be fun.
Here's
That'll
how you
be
get pregnant. Just kidding.
But yeah,
What was
and
that?
then tomorrow Bruce and I are gonna play Bruce's game, the one his beta game. Do you have a name for it yet?
Tomorrow's game is just the alpha test group, and then
Alpha test. Okay.
yeah, we you guys are going after the worm that walks.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
you remember him, don't you?
Yep, I do now. He's disgusting.
Yes, he is.
He makes everybody full of worms. But
What?
then Sunday we're gonna be watching the movie. What's it called again? Paycheck.
Paycheck.
We're gonna watch Paycheck in Bruce's Discord at 7, right? 7 p.m. Central. And then we'll be reviewing Paycheck on Monday night. And then we'll be back at the shit show again on Friday night. But that's what we got planned. As far as I know, that's what I got planned for me. You got anything else planned besides that, Bruce?
Well, I believe in the next 10 days, I'll be uploading a new version of the beta test rules for the game I'm writing. So that should have more spells in it. That should have coverage for you and the bards and the wizards in the game. And it's going to be a very easy game to play. For the dungeon master, it'll be harder to run, but I'm making it to where everything is on the dungeon master's shoulders. And I want it to be that way because if the DM is able to run it, he's going to provide a really good game for those that are involved with the table. If not, I can't do much. I really hope that people will enjoy it, and it'll be up on the Big Geek Emporium website once I upload it, and it's a player format. There'll be a player's book. Everything will be for free, or pay what you want, whatever you want to call it. I call it for free. Because most people, and it's like, oh my God, it's free. Yeah, well, pay what you want. They just download it. Okay, fine, that's fine. Play it. You know, it's better than 5th edition. I know that much.
Is it with Ben Affleck? Paycheck?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was gonna say I can't remember any of the actors yet because I haven't seen it before. So we'll find out. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that came and hung out with us for a little while. Really appreciate it. And I hope we didn't blackpill you too much. But everything we talked about is reality, okay? Things that's actually going on in our country. And yeah, some of it's depressing, but we can't give up. We've got to fight for our country because we're all that's left. It's just us.
Do not
us,
expect anybody under the age of 45 to be willing to stand up for their home and backyard. Okay, just don't. These younger kids, God bless them, but they're very rare ones that actually want to do something to help the community around them. And
Will there be a? Do you think or no?
Say again.
Will there be a draft?
I think
the draft won't matter because if you're going to be going with the high brass of Washington D.C.'s politicians, and that's what I call the pieces of shit that went political style with the officer class, those people are going to gut the military. Think General Miley.
I saw something. I'll try to post it on my timeline on X. One of my other friends was saying that they've decided to say for people in the draft that they don't have to have a GED and they don't have to have graduated from high school.
I mean, you could be a foreigner as a cop in LA now.
So I'm just saying I don't know. They're desperate. They're seeming desperate. What I'm really worried is they're going to start us in a war out there. And then we're going to have a war on our borders here and a war about us fighting for our freedom on top of that in our own country. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
because if a war occurs, there's a high likelihood they're going to try and censor everything on the internet because they don't want any communicating. Yeah, and say for national security, they have to lock everything down. So then we can't communicate with each other through the internet. That's what I'm saying. That's the
And now what was it? Is it CB radios or ham radios that go farther so that people like us can still talk to each other? When there's no cell phones?
Ham.
Well, I guess I'm going to start getting online and finding if I can get me one.
You have to actually get a certification to be a ham radio operator. That's the way it used to be. I don't know if it still is.
Not really.
Well, when there's no government, because everybody's going, trying to survive, I don't think they're going to care too much as long as I know how to use one. See, I want to get it and learn to take care of it and use it, so I can actually communicate with someone if something happens. Because I do have walkie-talkies that are 6 miles, so I can, give them to at least 2 of my sisters or whatever, so that at least we can talk to each other, as long as we keep them charged up, because we're within 6 miles of each other, in like a triangle kind of shape. But it would work that way for emergency purposes. But I just don't want anybody desperate, especially people that you see walking around that's never without their phone. They're going to have, it's going to be chaos because so many people are going to not know what to do with themselves if some of the grid does go down or something, or their phone systems go down, or, whatever, because I'm already roboting because I'm out in the boonies. But you guys have a great night, and thank you so much. And have a great weekend. Talk to you later.